Starting at number 5, we have Australia. A country known for its beautiful landscapes and wildlife, Australia has a less than flattering record when it comes to racism. Indigenous Australians suffer from systemic discrimination, and the country has been criticized for its treatment of asylum seekers, particularly those of non-European descent. Moving on to number 4, the United States of America. A country built on the ideals of freedom and equality, the US has a long and troubled history of racial discrimination. From the legacy of slavery to the ongoing struggles of people of color, the US has a lot of work to do to bridge its racial divide. Recent years have seen a rise in hate crimes, and racial inequality remains a major issue in many aspects of American life, from education to employment to law enforcement. At number 3, we find Brazil. Despite being one of the most racially diverse countries in the world, Brazil struggles with deep-seated racism. People of African descent face systemic discrimination, and there is a stark racial divide when it comes to wealth and education. Indigenous communities are also frequently marginalized and their rights violated. Number 2 on our list is South Africa. Despite the end of apartheid more than 2 decades ago, South Africa still grapples with racism. The legacy of apartheid lives on, and racial tension persists. The country continues to struggle with economic inequality and racial division, making it one of the most racially divided countries in the world. And finally, at number 1, we have India. Caste-based discrimination is a pervasive issue in India, and people from lower castes, particularly the Dalits, face systemic discrimination. Racism is also a significant issue, with people from the northeastern states often being subjected to racial slurs and discrimination. The fight against racism is not a sprint, but a marathon. It requires persistence, courage, and a commitment to understanding and accepting one another. It requires us to challenge our preconceptions and biases, to listen and learn from others, and to stand up against injustice whenever we see it. So, stand against racism, speak up for those who can't, and strive to create a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. After all, the only race that truly matters is the human race.